Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Gemini, August 23, 2022. Mars leaves your sign and begins its transit of your solar second house today, where it will stay for more than 7 months. During this cycle, you're likely to pour more energy into establishing yourself or making your life a little more secure. Your mission is to focus on building, reorganizing, and developing those resources that are most important to you. It's a time to enjoy the increased confidence to pursue what you want. The drive to improve your lot in life is strong and motivating, but there can also be some tensions surrounding personal finances and possessions. You'll be learning how to better use and manage your money, energy, and time, particularly when Mars later turns retrograde, starting on October 30th. For the most, you're likely to feel good about taking charge of your practical affairs. Today, an opposition between Mercury and Neptune in the works can signal a need to pull back from overthinking things, but it can also confuse matters, so try not to bank on what you see today. Do your best to avoid misunderstandings and double-check your facts. It's also a good idea to seek harmless ways to engage your imagination and need for a bit of magic or drama in your life. Watch that you don't get carried away by an idea or vision that takes you too far away from what needs doing, but do find ways to satisfy your itch for new options and possibilities. A whole new transit is upon you, and this will last until March 2023. What a long period lies ahead. As mighty Mars sizzles into your solar second house of finances, you'll be spending a ton of money on things that feed your hedonistic joy. For couples, you could be laying down new foundations for big plans you've been dreaming up, like buying a house or going on a trip. However, singles will feel the urge to invest in themselves and glow up so that their future suitors or partner know that they have the cash to show off. Just make sure you're not eating into your nest egg too much. Go after your money-making opportunities. There will be plenty to consider and talk about when Mars enters Gemini today. Your mind might begin racing with new ideas and possibilities since Mars in Gemini is ready to explore every option. Since the duality of Mars in Gemini is present, there might be a few new avenues to dabble with. You might feel more self-assured working different positions or side gigs to make some extra cash. Money matters will be on your mind, so you might want to link up with a financial advisor to talk about your options. This is the day the dynamics of this whole financial year change and there will be no going back. Thanks to the moon's return a few hours earlier, your nose for money will be sharp and you will be emotionally and intuitively engaged when Mars returns to begin his longest fight for what you deserve in decades. You're so sure you're right it's hard to consider other people's points of view, but that might not matter on a day like today. You should proceed at full speed in the right direction. You're not as helpless as you think. Regardless of what you think cannot be undone, somewhere inside is the emotional courage it takes to change the direction of things. If it's been a while since your last day of exercise, just do a little today. Walk as much as you can, including walking to an appointment or grocery shopping instead of using a car or bus. Remember, every journey starts with a first step. Take some big, deep breaths and grant yourself the courage to take it. Are you a little anxious today? It's possible. Today's vibrations are electric. You will have to choose between taking action or undertaking short-term projects rather than working on things that require patience. Watch out concerning how you react around people because real tensions already exist, and they could get worse or there could even be some breakups. While Mars' return to Gemini 3 days ago was an outlier, changing the dynamics of both the year and life itself in an unexpected way, the Sun's departure from your communication sector and return to your home and family sector today is something that happens at this time every year. At the same time that the Sun will leave Venus behind, allowing her to focus more on giving your heart and your relationships a voice, he joins Mercury, who on the home front is also making it all about having the communication lines open. While the Sun's departure from your communication sector today wraps up a month-long visit that has put communication in the spotlight, It means that it now becomes more about Venus' mission to give your heart and your relationships a voice. Where the Sun was focused on communication across the board, the planet of love has a more specific agenda. Our eyes in sky. The Gemini moon is helping us understand how we can transcend and heal. You might have felt a little tightly wound over the past couple of days, but the vibe right now is perfect for decompressing. The energy is light, and you might feel as though you're flowing from task to task. Be sure to engage with your softer side and indulge in some beautiful fabrics, scents and objects. There is a slight hiccup today because a minor tense connection between the moon and Pluto could evoke intense emotions. You might encounter people who are looking for balance but unable to create it for themselves. The lunar energy has a tendency to make us put the comfort of others before our own, so watch out for interactions that are too draining for you. If you're naturally empathic, you might need to disengage from people who deplete your energy. There might also be issues concerning injustice or unfairness, which could be powerful triggers that disrupt your calm. Luckily, these issues should dissipate as we glide toward nightfall, just in time for you to enjoy a calm and carefree evening at home. Be sure to enjoy some self-care this evening or find some other way to have a low-key night. After midnight, Mercury in Virgo opposes Neptune in Pisces, provoking misunderstandings. This aspect functions a bit like Mercury retrograde, in that it scrambles communication and prompts assessments based on faulty logic. We might cherry-pick information from correspondence to back up a flawed assumption. We can also fixate on weird highlights within our conversations, so even if we comprehend what friends are saying at a surface level, it is impossible to give appropriate feedback. This is obviously not a good influence for detail work, having time-sensitive discussions, or signing contracts. Negotiations may seem to arrive at a satisfactory conclusion, but we'll have to double-check later to clear up confusion. In the pre-dawn hours, Vesta, which has been retrograde in Pisces since July 7th, backs up into Aquarius. The goddess asteroid of divine inspiration will retrace the steps it took during the 3rd and 4th week of May, so look back to this period to see what was occurring relative to your passion projects. While Vesta transited Pisces, we invoked compassion to attune to the higher spiritual aspects of our calling. However, the egoless haze of Pisces may have also found us becoming distracted or drained by our ambitions. With Vesta back in Aquarius, we remember the root humanitarian motives of our causes. We can also challenge any rules keeping us in predictable boxes. At this time, we may need to reassess the advantages or disadvantages of having community input influence the designs of our sacred work.